So are we sure?
Yes.
I won.
You're good.
What is up, YouTube? We are here the morning of the powerlifting competition. I'm feeling good. Mentally, I feel like I've prepped myself well for this. I don't normally get too nervous about this kind of thing since I was in track. You can see my beautiful framed jersey up on the wall. I'm not nervous at all. Lifting is something I've always been pretty good at. Not worried about getting injured or anything like that. So what I do want to talk about is how this competition is run, because it's not like a traditional powerlifting meet if you've ever watched one of those before, which I have the specs pulled up here. In a normal powerlifting meet, you get 3 attempts, but in the meet we're doing today, you only get 2 for each. I think that's just based for time, which brings me to the next point is, how is this judged? Because powerlifting has standards for each of their lifts. The rules for the lifts are squat, you need a hip crease, a visible hip crease, which means the crease of your hip needs to be even with, if not, it needs to pass where your knee is, which essentially just means like a 90-degree angle. Bench press, that is the most difficult for me because I'm used to touch and goes, which is just like tap your chest and go back up. Yeah, you gotta pause this rep until they tell you to press it. So that is gonna be my biggest challenge. I'm gonna be very, very, very cognizant of what that looks like in my warm-ups. And then deadlift is probably the simplest because they just give you a lift command. Lift up, lock out, they give you the green, and then you control the bar to the floor. You don't drop it, because if you drop it, that's a red light, and that does not count as your lifts. What else was I gonna say? When it comes to this competition, each lift starts at an hour on the hour. So like 9 a.m. we're squatting, 10 a.m. we're benching, 11 a.m. we're deadlifting, presumably. So what I like about that is people, if they're not ready for something like that, or this is their first time, it's going to be an adjustment for them because you have to stay warm that entire time or re-warm up for your new lift, which I have a lot of experience with in track. Today might be a little bit different since those windows are pretty close to one another. It is all based on body weight. We're all on the same scale, no matter how much you weigh. They're simply taking the totals of your 3 lifts that are green and good, dividing that by the body weight, and whoever's got the highest ratio there is the winner of the competition. Future Dylan here, and it turns out the dot system is a little bit more complicated than simply your 3 total lift divided by your body weight. That'll be important for why I actually won later, but for now, back to the video. When it comes to performing in anything, whether that's powerlifting, something physical, something mental, it's like you need to practice how you play. Diving more deep into what I mean by that is like, I know on the meet day that I'm going to be able to do more than I did in training. Why would I expect that of myself? If it happens, awesome. If the things are feeling on, great. At the end of the day, I'm confident going in, knowing the numbers that I've already hit. I just have to do that. I'm getting ready to eat breakfast, and I will probably leave here within the next 30 minutes. Okay, so I decided a voiceover for this part of the video is probably going to be a lot better since the audio in some of these clips is pretty rough. But here we have the gym we competed at, East Bank Athletic Club in downtown Milwaukee. Pretty cool spot, pretty chill gym. I got warmed up for squats, and then I'm going to let the audio play for this next clip here.
465 pounds for Daniel.
So as you guys saw, 465 went really well. I did go on to attempt 485, which did not go so well. I'm not going to be including that video, but I thought it was worthwhile to let you guys know.
Justin with 340 pounds.
Where's he going? Where's he going? He's going to win.
As you can see, one of the other competitors steps in front of the lens and completely ruins my 500-pound attempt. But that's okay, because I still had one more attempt, and I was not keen on wasting it.
Good shit, brother. Thank you, man.
Okay, this is a perfect opportunity to hop in and tell you why it is I thought I won at that moment. When we ran the numbers on all the guys who were the top lifters there, my body weight to weight lifted ratio was clearly the best. But that's not what it was based on. It was actually based on the DOTS system. The way I thought it worked was that you just add up in pounds or kilograms, doesn't matter because it'd be the same either way, your 3 totals over your body weight. Simple division. I thought that was the number they were going based off of. No, it was DOTS, okay? So now you know the frame of mind I was in as far as I thought that I won, and I was very, very confused when I got second place. Cut back to the video.
All right, they're announcing the women right now. I think I may have won this one.
First place. Give it
We're gonna
up
see.
for our women's champion, Samantha.
Give it up for Samantha.
Fucking hell, man.
How
That was great. I felt
How are you
great, man.
feeling?
Hit my numbers, hit higher than my numbers. So I'm just happy to be here. This was great shit.
I also hit all the numbers I wanted and got even a little bit more on some of them. So
Third place. Give it up for Steven.
give it up for Steven.
In second place, we got Dylan.
Last but not least, first place, Jason.
Okay, we did not get anything that happened next on video, so let me explain all that. Using this SBD total, squat, bench, and deadlift over body weight, my ratio was 6.397, so 1305 over 204 of my body weight. And Jay Sean, the supposed winners, was 5.85 with all his numbers. From those numbers, I thought I was the winner. I thought I was the clear winner. Naturally, I wanted to see the numbers and how they determined how I had taken second place instead of first. I'm going to pop a photo up on screen of the actual numbers. Here we can see that Jay Sean's deadlift says 600 pounds, which was his opener for deadlift. He did not end up getting that opener, and he actually ended up dropping to 535 pounds, which happens to be what I did as well on his second attempt, which he did lift. That is going to be really, really crucial later. Even if he had hit that 600 pounds for his opener, his ratio still would have only been 6.11, which again leaves me the clear winner based off of that calculus. After that, I approached Blake, who is a personal trainer at East Bank Athletic Club and a nationally ranked powerlifter, and I asked him politely to explain to me why I had taken second place. He told me that it was based on the DOT system, and then I brought up the fact that Jay Sean's deadlift was wrong on the score sheet, and he told me that even if it had been 535 like he lifted, that he still would have beat me based on DOT scoring. I was a bit annoyed after that, and I didn't want to press it any further. I would have gone home and taken my L. Happily. Well, not exactly happily, but I would have taken the L. That would have been fine by me, as long as it was fair. Until Braden, my buddy who was also competing, plugged the numbers into ChatGPT and saw that I actually had the higher DOT score as well. By this point, half of the competitors had already left the competition. Things were wrapping up. I just wanted to know whether I was the winner or not. We went back up to Blake again to show him the numbers. Blake told us to meet him in the lobby downstairs and that he was going to kind of clarify the numbers for me. So we headed downstairs. So after we reviewed the numbers, I did win. And we're going to get somebody to confirm that just so the video is legit. But give me 1 second on that. So are we sure?
Yes.
I won.
You're good.
Because
I will be talking to my boss.
the way we talked about it, because the squat I went in was originally 405, and I was like, can I lower it if I miss? He said no. He's like, you go lower and then
So
go
if
up.
you, that's why, if
And
you
he
lower
missed
the weight, it
600.
doesn't count anymore?
He missed 600 and he missed it and went to 535.
That makes
that's
more
why
sense.
So
to
then
me.
he,
Okay.
yeah, so that's when they...
Sorry, I was making a video out of this, the whole experience.
Okay, you're
So
good.
I just wanted to like
No,
make
no,
it
no,
legit. No, and it's not, and I wasn't trying to vilify anybody like
No,
that.
he pulled the 5.
And there we have it. Once you attempt your opener, you cannot go down weight. Otherwise, those attempts, even if you get them, are null and void and do not count towards your final score. I went to Google to make sure that that was the case. It does seem to be a solid rule that they have. However, I was still curious about dot scoring and if I would have won if that deadlift had counted. Blake said that our numbers would have been exactly on. Braden said that my numbers were higher than Jay Sean's. I wanted to check for myself, so I did. What is DOTS? What does that actually mean? DOTS stands for Dynamic Objective Team Scoring and is essentially a formula used in powerlifting used to determine the strength differences between people of different genders and body weights. I cross-referenced multiple DOTS calculators, plugging in my numbers and Jay Sean's final numbers to see what the actual scores would have been. And I'm going to throw those up on screen now. But all of them had him slightly higher than I was. So it turns out he would have beat me if his deadlift had counted and it hadn't been for a breach in the rules. But rules are rules, and that was the competition. At the end of the day, it was a great competition with great energy and some very, very great lifters. I was just happy to have the opportunity to compete in my first ever powerlifting competition. I want to give a special shout out to my friends. Firstly, Jake, who filmed all the competition segments, as well as my friend Hunter for making the drive and providing some sick-ass dance moves that were included in the video as well. And lastly, to Braden for training with me leading up to the competition, as well as having my back when we were trying to deduce who actually won the competition. I'm going to be posting more frequently on this YouTube channel, so if you found this video entertaining, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. It is the best free way to support me. Also, comment down below your thoughts about the video and what you want to see me do next. Peace out, y'all.